So today again we are very fortunate that we are having Her Grace Preethi Vilasini Mataji to enlighten us on Valmiki Ramayana. Today is the 9th part of Yuddha Kanda, and today we will see how Lord Ram kills Ravana. So many topics will be covered today. So thank you so much, Mataji, for your efforts, for your wonderful seva, for the nectarian pastimes of Lord Ramchandra. So thank you so much, Mataji. Now you can start the class, Mataji. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Dandavat pranams to all the wonderful devotees on the call. Thank you all so much for giving me your valuable association. So we're continuing to see from Valmiki Ramayana, and we're doing Yuddha Kanda 9. So I'll start off with the prayers. Om Ajnanatimidandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langayate Girim Yat Kripatamaham Vande Shri Gurum Deenatarinam Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Radhanatha Swami Nitinamane Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Nitinamane Namaste Saraswate Devi Gauravani Pracharini Nirvasesha Shunyavadi Pashyayati Deshatarini Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Prayers to Valmiki, Anjaneya and Lord Sri Ram. Kujam tam Rama Rameti Madhuram Madhuraksharam Aruhya Kavita Shakam Vande Valmiki Kokilam Valmikir Munisimhasya Kavitavanacharina Shrinvan Ramakatanatam Konayate Paramgatim Vedavedye Parepumse Jate Dasharatatmaje Veda Pracheta Sadasi Sakshat Ramayanatmana Anjananandanam Veeram Janaki Shokanashanam Kapisham Akshahantaram Vande Lanka Bhayankaram Manojavam Marutatulyavegam Jitendriyam Buddhimatam Varishtam Vadatmajam Vanarayudamukyam Sri Ramadutam Shirasa Namami Anjaneya Madipatananam Kanchanadri Kamaniya Vigraham Parijata Talumuna Bhavayami Bhavamananandanam Yatra Yatra Raghunatha Kirtanam Tatra Tatra Kritam Astakanchalim Bhashpavari Paripurna Lochanam Marutim Navata Atmajam Aprameyam Sitapatim Raghukulanaya Ratnadipam Ajanubahum Maravinda Dayaladaksham Ramam Nishachara Vinashakam Namami. Hare Krishna. So thank you all so much for your association. In the previous class, we stopped at a point where Indra sent his chariot and his charioteer Martani to help Ram, and Ram ascended the chariot and he began to fight with Ravan. So this is where we stopped in the previous class. So we'll continue from there today. So a very, very, very tumultuous war, a thrilling battle started between Ram and Ravana. This was the final leg of the war. So they began to shoot arrows at each other and attacked each other very, very severely. Ravana, he employed the Rakshasastra, from which a number of arrows having serpent-like heads was emitting. It was emitting poison, and it came towards Ram. So Ram, seeing these serpentine arrows rushing towards him in the battlefield, he released a very terrific and dangerous missile presided over Garuda, because we know Garuda is the enemy of the serpents. So like this, Ram and Ravana, they were fighting very severely. Ravana was very, very upset that all his weapons were getting futile. So he began to throw many arrows at Ram, and then he started piercing Ram's charioteer Martali with a lot of arrows. So he began to throw many arrows at Ram, and then he started piercing Ram's charioteer Martali with a lot of arrows. So with one arrow, Ravana, in great anger, he tore off the flagstaff of Indra, the chariot on which Ram was riding. Then he took off that golden staff on which the flag was hoisted, and then he attacked the charioteer, and Ravana even struck Indra's horses with a lot of arrows. So like this, Ram, his chariot, his charioteer, the chariot flag, all this was attacked. So seeing Ram so afflicted, all the demigods, Gandharvas, Charanas, Siddhas, sages, all of them, they felt so dejected because now it was appearing that Ravana was on the winning side. So when they saw this beautiful moon in the form of Lord Ram being eclipsed by Rahu in the form of Ravana, all the Vanara chiefs and Vibhishan, all of them, they felt very disturbed. So this Ravan, who had 10 faces, 20 arms, was holding a huge bow in his hand, and he looked like he was a huge mountain, and he was attacking Ram very severely. So at that time, Ram, he became very angry, very upset, as if he would burn down all the demons. And seeing the anger of Ram, even the earth began to tremble. All the mountains with all the wild animals and trees trembled. Even the ocean became agitated because it was unable to tolerate the anger of Ram at this moment. So all the demons, they were shouting out, Ravana ki jai, be victorious Ravana. And all the demigods, they were shouting out to Ram, saying again and again, Ramachandra ki jai, may you be victorious Ram. So the fight was getting more and more intense. Then Ravana, he took out his famous powerful spear and he told Ram, now I'm going to kill you with this terrific spear. This is the time for your death. I'm going to kill you now. Saying that, Ravan, he hurled that spear. So with streams of arrows, Ram warded off that spear that was rushing at him. But this time, Ravana's spear smashed all of Ram's arrows, and seeing these arrows smashed, coming in contact with the spear and reducing to ashes in the sky, Ram was quite enraged, and he took hold of the spear brought by Matali, who is a charioteer of Indra. So with that spear that was thrown by Ram fell on Ravana's spear, and it tore down Ravana's spear into pieces. Now with sharp arrows, Ram pierced all the horses of Ravan. He struck the forehead of Ravana with 3 arrows, and with all his limbs torn down by the arrows of Ram and with blood flowing down from all his hands and legs, Ravana was looking like a huge Ashoka tree. Then Ravana, he again struck arrows on Ram. So when Ram was being struck like this, with a lot of anger in his eyes and a loud laughter in his lips, Ram very loudly said, hey, worst of the demons, since you took away my helpless wife without my notice from Janastan, you're actually not a big hero. You're a coward. You took away Sita in my absence, and you keep boasting about yourself, saying, I'm a big champion, I'm a big warrior, I'm a great hero. You're so shameless. You've broken all the bounds of morality, and you think yourself to be very valorous. You call yourself a great champion, a great Rakshasa. Shame on you. You kidnapped Sita just like a thief. If Sita was touched by you in my presence, surely I would have killed you that minute, and you would have seen your brother Kara that very moment in hell. Now I will dispatch you to the world of death with my sharp arrows. Today, this world will be devoid of Ravan, the big Rakshasa, and I'll make you the food for all the vultures and birds. So like this, Ram, he could not just take it anymore, and he made his mind determined to kill Ravana, and the time of death was approaching for Ravana. So finally, what happened was that Ram, he took away, he took out an arrow, and he started aiming it at Ravana. So Ravana was covered with these arrows, and he said, what do you think of me? What do you think of me? What are you trying to do? You're trying to attack me? He says that. And taking his arrows, Ram attacks Ravan, and Ravana was hopelessly bereft of all energy. He was hopelessly bereft of all energy. He was attacked by these arrows in the fury of Ram, and Ravana's charioteer looked at Ravana, seeing his king being attacked so badly, and seeing that this was the right minute, Ravana's charioteer actually took away the chariot from the battlefield. He actually ran away from the battlefield. Ravana's charioteer made sure that since Ravana was sinking down like that, hopelessly bereft of all energy, the charioteer sneaked away from the battlefield. So Ravana's charioteer took him away so that he could save Ravana's life. Now at this time, while they were going away from the battlefield, Ravana slowly recovered, and with his blood-red hot eyes, he told his charioteer, "What do you think of me? Why are you driving away from the battlefield? Do you think I'm not a man? Do you think I'm incapable? I don't have any power? I'm a coward? You think I've lost all my energy? I don't have any capabilities? And Ravan, I have so many magical tricks, and I have so many missiles, and I have so many boons from all the demigods. What do you think of me? Why do you take me away from the battlefield? This is so humiliating to me in the presence of my enemies. You're so hopeless. You're such a horrible charioteer. You've destroyed all my fame, which I've earned through such a long period. Now I've lost the trust of all the people today. Why did you drive me away? My enemy Ram, he was so illustrious. He was making others so delightful by his great valorous feats. And I need to look like a coward in front of him. Why did you do this to me? So here Ravan, he is actually glorifying Ram. He says, Shatroho prakyata viryasya ranjaniyasya vikramaihi. That means Ram has illustrious prowess and he makes others delightful through his great feats. So he in fact glorifies Ram, and he tells his charioteer, why did you do this? This act of you of taking me away from the battlefield is not an act of a friend. You have behaved like my enemy. So you have lived with me for so long in Lanka, and all the time you have eaten the food that I have given you. Don't you remember my capabilities? Just drive back the chariot back into the battlefield before the enemies think I'm a coward and withdraw from the battle. So hearing these harsh words of this foolish Ravan, the very friendly-minded charioteer, he told him about the duties of a charioteer. He said, my dear king, I was actually not frightened, nor am I stupid. I was not bribed by the enemies. I'm not a blunderer. I was not disloyal to you. I have not forgotten all the gifts and the benefits that you have given me all my life. Okay? You don't like what I did, but I did it for your own. Oh, good. Wishing well for you, protecting your honor, and with my mind was very, very truly loving and affectionate towards you. I have a lot of attachment towards you. I could understand, I could see your condition, the way Ram had finally attacked you with so many arrows, and I saw how exhausted you were. After Ram claimed that he's going to destroy you this minute, he just shot so many arrows and you got so exhausted. You were so strained. I've never thought in my mind even for a second that you don't have any valor or you're a coward or you're an inferior person. I never thought like that. It was my duty. It is the charioteer's duty to protect the warrior who's sitting in the chariot. These horses which are tied to the chariot, they were so exhausted. They were so exhausted. It's not only you, even the horses were so exhausted. They were so miserable and fatigued. So, a charioteer must act according to time, place, and circumstance. He must observe the situation that is around him, the omens that are around him. He should be able to see the depression and the elevation on the ground on which the chariot is moving. And just by seeing the face of the warrior who's sitting on the chariot, one must assess the current position of the warrior, his strength, his weakness, how he is, how he's feeling, all this. And it is the prime duty of the charioteer to protect the warrior. So I have done what I had to do. Charioteer must know how to enter the battlefield, how to take away, when to withdraw from the battlefield. So all this, knowing all this, I had acted appropriately. And I had to give you rest. I had to give rest to all the horses. So I was very overwhelmed with affection for my master, for you, and I moved away. So hearing these very wise words of Ravana's charioteer, Ravana was very happy. He accepted all the words of his charioteer, and he took out a gold ring from his finger and he gave it as a gift. Then the charioteer said, okay, now I have taken you away from the battlefield. Now the horses have been given rest and you have recovered from your swoon. So now you give me a command. I will now go back to the battlefield. So Ravana said, yes, I want you to drive away back to the battlefield right now. So then Ravana's charioteer started driving towards the battlefield. Now, meanwhile, when all this was happening, Ravana was running away from the battlefield. Ravana's charioteer rather drove him away from the battlefield, and Ram was still standing there in the battlefield. What was happening in the battlefield with Ram? So meanwhile, when all this was happening with Ravana, Ram was standing in the battlefield, and the very glorious and celebrated sage by the name Agastya had come there together with all the demigods to see the battle, and he went and approached Ram in the battlefield, and he told Ram, my dear child, you're so mightily armed, but now I will tell you one secret by which you can conquer all the enemies in the battle. So Agastya appeared there to give Ram the Aditya Hridayam Stotram. So now I have Sukasagari Mataji with me on the call for the benefit of all the devotees, because it's very auspicious to hear the Aditya Hridayam. I request Mataji to recite the Aditya Hridayam for all of our benefit, because this recital was heard by Lord Sri Ram and it is beneficial in many ways. So I request Mataji to please recite the Aditya Hridayam for us. Mataji, are you there on the call?
Yes, Preeti. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Namo Vishnupada Krishna Prasthaya Bhutala Srimate Girija Swami Niti Namane. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutala Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namane. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharni Vishesha Shunyavati Vachacha Deshatani Vancha Kalpacharubhesha Kripasindhubhe Vacha Patitanam Pavnebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah. Hare Krishna, and thank you Preethi Mataji for giving me an opportunity to sing this shloka extolling Surya Deva. Actually, after Preeti told me yesterday, that was the first time I came across, so please forgive me if I make any mistakes. So I hope the sound is clear.
Yes, Mataji.
Jayatu Jayatu Suryam Saptalokaikadipam Hirana Samita Papaklesha Dukkhasya Nasham Aruna Nigamagamyam Adim Adityamutim Sakala Bhuvana Bandhyam Bhaskaram Tam Namami. This was the invocation. Tato Yuddha Parashrantam Samare Chintayasitam Ravanam Jagrato Drishtva Yuddhaya Samupasthitam Devataischya Samagamya Drashtumabhyagatoranam Upagamya Brahmedramam Agastyo Bhagavan Rishihi Rama Rama Mahabhava Shrunu Guhyam Sanatanam Yena Sarvanarim Vatsa Samare Vijayishyasi Aditya Hridayam Punyam Sarvashatru Vinashanam Jayavaham Jate Nityam Akshayam Paramam Shivam Sarvamangalamagalyam Sarvapapa Pranashanam Chintashoka Prashamanam Ayurvardhanamuttamam Rashmimam Tam Samudyantam Devasuranamaskritam Pujayasmakvivashvantam Bhaskaram Bhuvaneshwaram.
सर्वदेवात्मको हेश तेजस्वी रश्मिभावनः एष देवासुरगणां लोकः पाति गभस्तिभिः एष ब्रह्मा च विष्णुश्च शिवस्कन्धः प्रजापतिः महेन्द्रो धनदत्कालो यमः सोमो ह्यपापतिः पितरो वसवश्चाद्य ह्यस्विनो मरुतो मनुः वायुर्वह्निः प्रजा प्राण ऋतुकर्ता प्रभाकरः आदित्य सविता सूर्यः खगपूषा गभस्तिमान् सुवर्णसदृशो भानुर्हिरण्य रेता दिवाकरः हरिदश्वसहस्रार्थिः सप्तसप्तिर्मरीचिमान् तिमिरोन्मथन शम्भुत्वष्ट्वा मार्ताण्डं शुमान् हिरण्यगर्भश्चितिरस्तपनो भास्करो रविः अग्निगर्भोदिते पुत्रः शङ्खः शिशिरनाशनः व्योमनाः सदमो वेदि ऋग्यजुस्सामपारगः घनवृष्टिरापं मित्रो विन्ध्यविति प्लवङ्गमः आतपि मण्डले मृत्युः पिङ्गळ सर्वतापनः कविर्विश्वो महातेजाः रक्तसर्वभवोद्भवः नक्षत्रग्रहताराणाम् अधिको विश्वभावनः तेजसामपि तेजस्वी द्वादशात्मन्नमोऽस्तु ते नमः पूर्वाय गिरये पश्चिमाद्रये नमः ज्योतिर्गणानां पतये दीनाधिपतये नमः जयाय जयभद्राय हर्यश्वाय नमो नमः नमो नमः सहस्रांशो आदित्याय नमो नमः नमः उग्राय वीराय शारङ्गाय नमो नमः नमः पद्मप्रबोधाय मार्ताण्डाय नमो नमः ब्रह्मेशानाच्युतेशाय सूर्यायादित्यवर्चसे भास्वते सर्वभक्षाय रौद्राय वपुषे नमः समूर्धाय हिमग्नाय शत्रुघ्नाय मितात्मने त्रिसज्ञज्ञाय देवाय ज्योतिषां पतये नमः सप्तचामीकराभाय वाह्नये विश्वकर्मणे नमस्तस्मोऽभियज्ञाय रुचये लोकसाक्षिणे नाशयत्येष वैभूतं तदेव सृजति प्रभु पायत्येष तपत्येष वर्तत्येष गभस्तिभिः एष सुप्तेषु जागर्ति भूतेषु परिनिष्ठितः एष एवाग्निहोत्रं च फलं चैवाग्निहोत्रेण वेदाश्च कृतवश्चैव क्रतूनां फलमेव च यानि कृत्यानि लोकेषु सर्व एष रविः प्रभुः येन मापत्सु कृच्छेषु कान्तारेषु भयेषु च कीर्तयन् पुरुषः कश्चिन् आवतीदति राघव पूजयस्वैनमेकाग्रो देवदेवं जगत्पतिम् एतत् त्रिगुणितं जप्त्वा युद्धेषु विजयिष्यसि अस्मिन् क्षणे महाबाहो रावणं संवधिष्यसि एवमुक्त्वा तदागत्यो जगाम च यथागतम् एतत् श्रुत्वा महातेज नष्टशोको भवत्तदा धारयामास सुप्रीतो राघव प्रयतात्मवान् आदित्यं प्रेक्ष्य जप्त्वा सु परं हर्षमवाप्तवान् त्रिराचम्य शुचिर्भूत्वा धनुरादाय वीर्यवान् रावणं प्रेक्ष्य हृष्टात्मा युद्धाय समुपागमात् सर्वयत्नेन महता वदे तस्य धृतोऽभवत् अथ रविरवदिन्निरीक्ष्य रामं मुदितमनः परमं प्रहृष्यमानः निशिरजपति संशयं विदित्वा सुरगणमध्यगतो वचस्ररेति.
Yeah, I'm done, Preethi. So beautiful, Mataji. Thank you so much. I'm so fortunate to hear this. Thank you so much. So very, very indebted to you, Mataji. Thank you. Today, thank you. So like this, Agastya, he came and he gave the Ayodhya Hridayam to Ram, and he told Ram, please recite this hymn 3 times and you will come out victorious in all the battles. You'll be easily able to kill Ravana. So saying this, Agastya disappeared from there, and Ram, taking this instruction, he sipped water thrice, he got purified, he looked at the orb of the sun, and he repeated this prayer that Mataji sang 3 times, and Ram became very, very happy, like all of us are very happy now. So then the chariot of Ravan approached Ram again in the battlefield. So Ravana had taken a break and he was back by then. Lord Ram got the Aditya Hridayam. Now, taking hold of his bow and seeing Ravana, Ram felt very happy in his mind and he was ready to fight against Ravana. So the sun god who was watching all this, seeing Ram receiving the Aditya Hridayam and ready to fight again, the sun god cried out, Ram, hasten up, go and attack Ravana. So seeing Ravana's chariot coming, Ram asked Matali, the charioteer, to be on his guard, and bad omens were seen for the fall of Ravana, and good omens were predicting the victory of Ram in the battlefield. And then again they started fighting with each other. So Ram struck Ravana's horses and Ravana struck Ram's horses. Both the warriors were attacking each other, and Ram, with serpent-like arrows, he chopped off the head of Ravana, which was graced with beautiful shining earrings. Then all 3 worlds saw this huge head of Ravana fallen on the ground, and they thought the war is over. But before everyone could get happy, suddenly another head, exactly similar to the head that was chopped off, cropped up on the shoulders of Ravana. Then, seeing that second head coming on top of Ravana like that, Ram again chopped off this head. The second head of Ravana was cut off by all the arrows of Ram in the battle. But soon after that, a third head came up. So like this, Ram kept chopping off one head after the other with his arrows. And in the same manner, hundreds of heads of Ravanas that were equal in splendor to, each one was very, very similar in splendor. All these heads were chopped off by Ram. But still, Ravana could not be killed. Then Ram thought, to himself, what is this? What is the reason? These arrows, they are infallible. Any arrow I use, these arrows, they have killed Mari, they have killed Karadushan, they have killed Kabanda, Virada, all of them have been killed. The 7 Sala trees were ripped off, mountains were burst, Bali was killed, the ocean was shaken up. But why are these arrows not having efficacy in the case of Ravan? Thinking like this, he was also very vigilant. He was thinking of all this, yet he was continuously shooting arrows at Ravana on his chest. And this battle went on for 7 days between Ram and Ravan. Then finally, Matali, who is the charioteer of Indra, told Ram, while he was engaging in this fighting, that, my dear Ram, why are you still carrying out the battle with Ravana as though you're totally unaware of how to dispose him? O Lord, you can employ the Brahmastra given to you by Brahma. The time of his destruction has come now. Don't keep waiting. Please use the Brahmastra. Then Ram, who was reminded by Matali, took the blazing Brahmastra arrow that was given by Brahma. And this arrow, in turn, was given to him by the sage Agastya earlier in the battlefield. So originally, this arrow was given by Brahma to Indra, and then Indra gave it to Agastya. And Agastya, when he came to give the Aditya Hridayam, he also gave this arrow. So Ram, he took this arrow and chanting the sacred mantras given in scriptures to activate this Brahmastra weapon, he chanted those mantras, he fixed the arrow on his bow, and that angry Ram stretched his bow with a very attentive mind and hurled that arrow towards Ravana, and this arrow went and hit Ravan's chest. It tore off the heart of Ravana, and that arrow, which was capable of causing death to the body, the death of Ravana, after taking away the life of Ravana fully covered with blood, it penetrated into the earth. Now, smeared with blood on having killed Ravana, that great arrow again flew back and re-entered Ram's quiver silently. Now, Ravana was finally killed. Ravana's life was departed. And having lost his life, that great king of demons, who was so unconquerable in all the battles, fell down on the ground from the chariot. Just like how Vritrasura, the demon, was struck down by the thunderbolt of Indra. So according to some other retellings of Ramayana, which is not exactly there in Valmiki Ramayana, Ravana actually is known to have had some nectar in his heart, and it was only the Brahmastra was capable of destroying it. So the Brahmastra was used by Ram, and hence finally Ravana fell down dead. Now, seeing Ravan fallen on earth like this, all the other surviving demons, they were all panic-stricken. They all ran away in all directions, saying that Ravana was killed. Nobody could believe it. All the Vanaras were so happy. They shouted, Jai Shri Ram, and all the demigods were so delighted. They were showering flowers on Lord Ram. Sugriva, Vibhishan, Angada, all of them together with Lakshmana, all of them, all the friends of Lord Ram paid respects and they worshipped Lord Ram. So seeing his brother lying down dead after defeat in the battle, Vibhishan lamented. His mind was filled with an outburst of sorrow. After all, Ravana was his brother. Vibhishan looked at Ravana's body and he said, why have you been killed like this on the ground? You were so dynamic. You were the great ruler of all the demons. Oh, my dear brother, your infatuation, your lust, your disregard to the advice that I gave you has now resulted in this condition. Your broad chest, your skilled archery, all the extreme austerities that you have gone through. This large tree in the form of Ravana has been crushed in this battlefield by the storm in the form of Lord Ram. He said this and he burst out crying out of natural affection for his brother. And while he was lamenting and engulfed in the sorrow, Ram came forward and he consoled Vibhishan. And he told Vibhishan, Ravana did not die in the battle without making any effort. He has fallen down in a combat, even though he was endowed with so much prowess and he exhibited extraordinary enthusiasm of a very great kind, he remained confident throughout. He died like a proper Kshatriya. He was a great warrior while he was fallen down on the battlefield. So He was a very heroic warrior. A warrior killed in the battle does not deserve to be mourned like this. He will surely reach the higher destination. So this is what our scriptures say. So please come out of this grief and now do your duty. Ravana has been conquered. He was a great king. He practiced so many religious austerities. He completely mastered the Vedas. He was so proficient in so many ritual acts. So please perform his final funeral rites now. It is your duty to now do his final rites. So Ram requested Vibhishan to perform the funeral rites that would lead the soul to a higher destination. Then Ram said something very important. He said, all enmity and hostile feelings should end with a person's death. We must not carry our hate even after he's passed away. So please make sure that the funeral rites are performed with great respect to this departed soul. So he said, Ravana is totally worthy of all our love and respect, so let us honor him now. Now, seeing Ravana killed like this in the battlefield, all the female demonesses were all struck with grief. They all heard the news that Ravana is finally dead, and they rushed out from their palaces, and they were so desperate to go and see what happened to Ravana. Even though they were stopped by their maid servants, they were rolling in the dust of the street. They were falling down and running towards the battlefield with their hair disheveled and tormented with grief like cows that have lost their calf. So crying out on the street, oh my Lord, my dear husband, my dear Ravana, they all ran here and there on the ground. They went to the battlefield and they saw millions of headless trunks and so much of blood smeared. And they went running, and suddenly seeing their husband lying down like that, the dust of the battlefield, all these women, they went and fell on his limbs. One woman wept. She embraced the body of Ravana. Another woman caught hold of his feet. Another woman caught hold of his neck, keeping Ravana's head on her lap. One woman was crying, looking at his face, moistening his face with her tears. So like this, all the wives were crying and lamenting for the death of their husband. That great Ravana, by whom Indra was so afraid of, Yamaraj was struck with terror, Kubera was deprived of the Pushpaka Viman, and by whom fear was caused in the battlefield for the Gandharvas, the sages, the demigods. Such a great warrior was now killed. All the wives said, here is Ravan who has been killed by a man who came walking from Ayodhya. That Ravana was capable of being killed by the demigods and demons. He was incapable of being killed by demigods and demons. And today, he's been conquered by a mere human being. They said that, and they told Ravana, actually, you were not killed by Ram. You were killed by Adharma. You took away Sita, and in spite of so much advice, you failed to give her up. If you had restored Sita to Ram, then all of us would have been saved from this widowhood. So it is the divine will that you must be ultimately conquered. The course of destiny, when it is ready to bear fruit, it cannot be delivered by money or by somebody's desire or wish or by valor or by any other thing in this world. So all these consorts were lamenting, and they were telling Rama, you should have given back Sita. You have just been killed by Adharma. So seeing all these consorts weeping like this in front of Ravana's body, Mandodari, the senior most and the most beloved wife of Ravan, she had come there. She was feeling so miserable. She was staring at her husband. And finally, she broke down with a choked voice and she said, hey, great aunt Ravana, you're the brother of Kubera. Even Indra would dare not stand before you when you were angry. How is it that a mortal, a simple man wandering in the forest could kill you? I don't believe that. A man by the name Ram came from Ayodhya. He walked down and he came and destroyed you. Did Mrityudev come in the form of Ram? Actually, the moment when your brother Karadushan were killed by Ram in Janasthan, it became very evident to me that Ram was no ordinary human being. We felt so painful the moment Hanuman came inside Lanka, deep into the city of Lanka. Even demigods cannot enter Lanka like that. the day when the Vanaras built bridge over the ocean, that day itself we understood that Ram is no ordinary human being. I know this Ram. I know the truth that he is the Supreme Lord. He is the Paramatma within everyone's heart, in your heart, in my heart, in the heart of all these Vanaras and demigods who are here. Then she said, this beautiful verse, she said, Vyaktanisha Mahayogi Paramatma Sanatana Anadi Madhyani Nidhano Mahata Paramo Mahan Tamasa Paramo Data Shankachakra Gadadara Srivatsanka Nityashri Rajaya Shashvato Dhruva Manusham Rupamashthaya Vishnu Satya Parakrama Sarve Parivrito Devai Vanaratma Upagato Sarvalokeshwara Shriman Lokanam Hitakamaya Rakshasa Parivaram Hatavam Astavam Mahayudihi. This Ram is a great Mahayogi. He is the eternal Paramatma, having no middle, no end. He is the Supreme Parabrahman. He is beyond all ignorance. He is the nourisher of this entire universe. He holds the conch, the disc, the mace, with the Srivatsa mark on his chest. And he is the one who has the eternal, everlasting beauty. He is incapable of being conquered. He is the eternal one. He is the soul of the universe. He is full of might. He is the Lord of all the worlds. He is the most fortunate and the most splendorous, and he is Vishnu, the ever well-wisher of all living beings. He has come here, assuming the human form, surrounded by all the demigods in the form of the Vanaras. Hey Ravana, Ram killed you as you stood surrounded by all these demons. There in the battlefield, she, Mandodari, she declared the identity of Lord Sri Ram. So she said this, I know who this person is. There is no one who can kill you like that. This is actually the Supreme Lord. She told, this evil result has come to you because you didn't listen to my advice. I told you so many times not to have enmity with Ram. Why did you behave badly towards Sita? She is more respectable and more distinguished than Arundhati or Rohini. So Arundhati, the wife of Vasishtha, and Rohini, who is the principal wife of the moon god, who are considered to be very, very chaste. You ended up killing yourself and your people because you laid your hands on the Sita, who is the goddess of fortune. She is Lakshmi Devi. She is Bhumi Devi. She is the supreme. She is the goddess of fortune. She is extremely fond of her husband, and she is a very, very chaste woman. So the fire of her chastity must have consumed you long time ago. But because Indra and Agni Dev were so terrified by you, you were not burned all these days. And there is no doubt that when time comes, the karma will take over. You're paying for what you did, and I have now become a widow. Why did you go after Sita when I was there for you? I am the beautiful daughter of Maya. What was not there in me? Why did you go after Sita? I was so proud that my father is Maya, my husband is the lord of the demons, and my son, Indrajit, is the conqueror of Indra. I had so much firm conviction that my guardians, my father, my husband, my son, they will all take care of me, crushing all the enemies. And I thought I had nothing to fear. But see what has happened to me today. Today, the Rakshasas, all of us, we have lost our leader and we have lost our dear Lord. It's so unfortunate that my heart has not yet burst into a million pieces. What a pity. She said that and she fell on Ravana's chest and she lamented. And all her co-wives, they consoled her. So like this, in the meanwhile, Rama told Vibhishan, please console all these women and perform the final funeral rites. So then Vibhishan was initially very hesitant. He told Ram, Vibhishan said this, Ravana, he's my brother, but I don't want to do the final rites because this person has not adhered to dharma and he's done too many sins. How can I worship him and offer my final rites to him? He's had so much enmity with you, Ram. You are the very embodiment of dharma, and Ravana has been just the opposite. So when Vibhishan said this, Ram said, my dear Vibhishan, I have actually won the battle because of you. You have been a great pillar of strength. And at this time, I want to give you a very important advice. This demon, he may be full of unrighteousness, he may be a very full of falsehood, he may not be a person adhering to dharma, but remember, he was a brilliant man. He was strong, he was brave, he was a great Kshatriya. All enmity goes away when a person is dead, and we should have no more of enmity. So then, hearing these words of Ram, Vibhishan in a haste, he began to do all the final rites for Ravana, who was his dead brother. Now Vibhishan, along with Malyavan, the maternal grandfather of Vibhishan and Ravan, initiated the funeral ceremony. Then Matali, Indra's charioteer, then took leave of Ram, and he left the battlefield and returned to heaven. Then Ram instructed Lakshmana to arrange for the installation of Vibhishan on the throne of Lanka. So Lakshmana arranged to get some sea water, and some Vanara chiefs got the water for him, and they sprinkled on Vibhishan and installed him as the king of Lanka in presence of all the demons. Now actually nowhere you will see during the period of exile, you will not see Ram actually entering the city. Okay, since he had taken a vow to be on exile, he will not enter the city. That's why all the coronation ceremony was done by Lakshman. Even after this, when he asked Sita to come also, he sent messengers. He cannot enter the city. So that's why Ram always keeps away, and all these rituals are done by Lakshman. So Lakshman finished the coronation ceremony of Vibhishan, and now Vibhishan was crowned as the king of Lanka. Then Ram told Hanuman, who was standing next to him, with great humility and folded hands. Hanuman was standing next to Ram. Ram called him, and he told him, "My dear Hanuman, you please take permission from Vibhishan, who is now the king of Lanka. Go inside the city of Lanka and tell my dear Sita that we are all here. Tell Sita that all of us, along with, that is, I have come, along with Lakshman, Sugriva, Vibhishan, everybody, all of us are here waiting for her, and Ravana has been killed in the battle." Then Hanuman, seeking the permission from Vibhishan and getting the approval from him, he entered the Ashoka Grove as per the prevailing regulation set there, and there he took permission of the demonesses, who gave him permission because now the king was Vibhishan. And there he saw Sita Devi there under the tree, sitting there, completely bereft of all freshness, looking so joyless, like a frightened cow, surrounded by all these female demons. So approaching her very humbly and offering his obeisances, he stood there. Seeing her face, Hanuman, he began to narrate the message of Ram. He said, "Hey goddess, having destroyed his enemy, Ram has come here, and I have come as his messenger. Ram and Lakshman, with the support of Vibhishan and all the Vanaras, have killed Ravana." So hearing these words of Hanuman, Sita's face, which resembled the moon, could not speak. Her tongue was tied down, and she was so thrilled, she was so happy, she was so delighted. Hearing these beautiful words about the victory of her husband, she became speechless for a while. She was so overpowered with extreme joy. She was so happy. She told Hanuman, "Oh Hanuman, neither silver nor gold nor diamonds nor anything in these three worlds is worthy the message that you have given me. I am unable to repay you for all the service that you have done." And Hanuman said, "Oh dear lady, these words of yours that is full of mercy and affection are better than various kinds of diamonds or any amount of luxuries. Thank you for these beautiful words. I see Ram victorious and happy today, having killed all his enemies. He has obtained victory, and that is the biggest blessing. I feel so happy to see Ram so victorious, and I feel so fortunate to hear your words. These are my blessings." So hearing these words of Hanuman, hearing these words, Sita said, "Hanuman, you alone, only you can utter such beautiful words that are endowed with such beautiful attributes. So intelligent you are, and you are so praiseworthy, and you are so virtuous. You are the most wonderful son of the living God. You have such beautiful qualities, numerous good qualities that are there in you. You have great strength, you have valor, knowledge of scriptures, vigor, prowess, skill in action, spirit, tolerance, firmness, stability, humility. You know how to talk. You're so wonderful. You're filled with such beautiful qualities. And there is no doubt about it. So, with a very humble disposition there, Hanuman, he stood hearing these words of Sita, and he was very keen to serve Sita even more. So he told Sita Devi, if you permit me, I have something to do. I wish to kill all of these notorious female demons who had frightened you and tormented you all these months. So please grant me this boon. I just want to finish all of them. So when Hanuman said that, Sita was smiling and she said, my dear Hanuman, who will be angry with servant maids who are dependent on their king's command and work to the obedience of the orders of others? Yesterday they harassed me on the orders of Ravan. Today they will take care of me on the orders of Vibhishan. Hey Hanuman, don't speak like this. It is all my fate and it is the will of the Supreme. But I really want to forgive all of them. Actually, there is a story that once a tiger ran chasing a hunter. The hunter, in fear of the tiger, climbed up a tree, and the bear was sleeping on the tree. So seeing this, the tiger told the bear, hey, look here, bear, both of us are residents of this forest, and this hunter is our common enemy. Therefore, knock him down from the tree, and I will eat him up. However, you know what the bear replied? He said, coming to my abode, coming to my house, this hunter has sought shelter with me. I am therefore not going to hurl him down. I will be deviating from my duty if I do so. So the bear went back to sleep after he said this, and he said he will give shelter to the hunter. Now, after the bear slept, the tiger looked at the hunter and said, I have an idea. You push down the bear, I will eat up the bear and I will give you protection. And the hunter, showing his human-like nature, pushed down the sleeping bear. But however, the bear, he caught on to another branch, he clutched himself to another branch, and he escaped from falling down. And the tiger told the bear, see how the hunter was so disloyal to you and he let you down. So now you have to take revenge, push him down. So like this, though the tiger kept telling the bear again and again that he must push down the hunter, the bear refused. The bear refused to let him down and repeatedly told the tiger, he is my guest. He has sought my shelter. I will not do any harm to him. In spite of his attitude, I will not harm him. So the story Sita told Hanuman. She said, it's my duty to give them shelter. Please don't harm them. When Vibhishan surrendered to Ram, he was given shelter. But when Sita, look at Sita, even before the demonesses surrendered or requested her help, she gave shelter to all of them. So that is the glory of the mother, the supreme mother, the goddess of fortune. So Sita said, kindness is to be shown by a noble person either towards a sinner or to a dharmic person or even to a person who deserves death. Because actually, everybody, there's no one who doesn't commit wrong. What wrong has not committed by anyone? You know, you think we are all perfect. You think, Hanuman, you're not doing any wrong. You think I'm not doing any mistake. You think Ram is not doing mistake. All of us. We are all doing mistakes. So many mistakes. It is okay. So please forgive these demonesses. So when Hanuman heard this, he said, Goddess Sita, you're the perfect wife for Ram. You're so full of all good qualities. So give me a message now. I will go to Ram and I'll tell you a message. Then Janaki told, hey Vanara, I long to see my husband. Please go tell my husband that I'm waiting to see him. Please go tell him I'm waiting. Then Hanuman, he speedily went. He ran to Ram and he went and he folded his palms and he said the message given by Sita. So he said, hearing the news of your victory, Sita, who has stricken with grief, is now longing to see you. Her eyes are filled with tears of joy. And hearing Hanuman's words, Ram was a little overwhelmed with tears, and suddenly he became a little thoughtful. So drawing a deep, warm breath and casting his looks on the ground, he told Vibhishan, bring Sita here. After she is bathed from her head, ask her to wear very nice cosmetics and garments and jewelry, and bring her here, and let there be no delay in this. So hearing the words of Ram, Vibhishan went, and he told the demonesses that he was there to see Sita. Then Vibhishan, after seeing Sita, he joined his palms over his head, and he humbly told her, "O Sita, please bathe yourself from your head, wear nice garments and jewelry, and please ascend this palanquin and come with me to the presence of Ram. Your husband is waiting to see you outside the city." So hearing these words of Vibhishan, Sita said, "Hey, new king of demons, I wish to see my husband right away. I don't want to take my bath now. I want to go and see my husband." So hearing these words of Sita, Vibhishan said, "This is Ram's order, mother. This is his order, and he wishes to see you in this way. So please get dressed." So hearing these words of Vibhishan, Sita immediately agreed, and she said, "Okay, let it be so." She went and she bathed herself. She ascended the palanquin, and wearing a very valuable cloth, guarded by numerous demons. After bathing herself and cleansing her body, she had put on all these robes and these jewels, and she was sitting in the palanquin, and Vibhishan and the other demons brought her to the presence of Ram. So even after knowing that Sita was now arriving, Ram was still absorbed in thought. He didn't look very happy. He was thinking very deeply. Vibhishan came there and he offered his obeisances full of joy, and he told, "Sita has now arrived." Hearing the words from Vibhishan that Sita had arrived, even then, Ram, he was having a series of emotions. In one side, Ram was filled with joy because he's going to see his wife. In the other end, there were a lot of thoughts in his mind, and he was feeling extremely miserable, and all these emotions were coming to him at the same time. The crowds of bears and the monks and the Vanaras and the demons, the Vanaras who had fought this battle, all of them, they were so excited to see this beautiful Sita Devi, because they wanted to see who is this woman for whom we have all fought. So they were also excited to see her, and they were crowding near the palanquin trying to catch a glimpse of her. But however, the demons were guarding the palanquin. They were all wearing these, they were all well decked, wearing these jackets and turbans, and they were holding staffs in their hands, and they were pushing away all these Vanaras and dispersing the crowd, pushing them away, asking them not to come so close. Like how today we see when there is a very important person, lots of crowd gathers around them trying to catch a glimpse of that personality, but then you're pushed away by the guards. So similarly, so much havoc was created. All these guards were pushing all these Vanaras, and so many thousands of people who were gathered there to see who Sita is. So seeing so much commotion, Ram became very, very angry. He became very angry at the way all the Vanaras were treated, and he shouted out. He told them, "Stop this immediately. Why are you all dispersing them like this?" Out of kindness to all the Vanaras, he said, "First of all, stop all this. Okay, they are my own people, and this apartment is not a thing that protects a woman. You brought her in a palanquin. This is not something that is going to give her protection. Her robes or compound walls or concealments or such royal apartments, royal honors, this is not a protection for her. Only a character is the protection of a woman. So ask her to get down and ask her to start walking." Very angrily he said like that. So then when Sita heard this, she was actually quite shocked, because she never heard such words from her husband. And she had not even come out still from the palanquin, and still she was hearing such harsh voices. Then Ram said, "A woman can come visible, a chaste woman," in those days, we're talking about Vedic days, a chaste woman can become visible in public at the times of a calamity. She can come at the time of a Swayamvara ceremony, at the time of sacrificial ceremony, or during marriage functions. Now this is a time of calamity, and this lady Sita was in distress, and she has undergone great difficulty, and a war has been fought, and she's been brought now. So there is no harm in her appearing in public openly. So especially I am also present here. She can come in my presence, in the presence of all these Vanaras. So stop the palanquin, put the palanquin down, and ask her to walk. So I want to see Sita walking in the presence of all these Vanaras, he said this. Now hearing these words of Ram, Vibhishan, who was very intelligent and very decent, he brought Sita to Ram's vicinity. And Sita, on her part, she was shrinking, her limbs and all were shivering, and she was feeling so modest. And she approached her husband. And even now, Ram was still looking at the ground. He was not looking at her face. He was thinking of something in deep contemplation. Everyone was wondering why Ram was sounding so angry. And Sita, on her part, she was very confused. She so badly wanted to see the face of her husband. So seeing the face of her husband that she had not seen for so long, she was looking and she was drinking his beauty with her eyes, and she was getting relieved of all her mental fatigue, though she was shivering. But still, even now, Ram's face was very, very grave. Now, Ram being the king, he just couldn't think of him and Sita alone and just their opinion, what they said for each other. He couldn't openly just say this is enough, It is between me and my wife, and I'm happy about her, she is happy about me, and that is enough. No, he couldn't just think about their opinion. He had to fear the opinion of his subjects and the common men. It had to be proven to everyone that she was faultless and pure. He had to prove to the world that my wonderful wife is faultless. She is very, very pure. So Ram said very harsh words. Ram he began to speak very harsh words so that everybody could hear. He said, Sita, you've been won back by me after conquering this enemy in the battlefield. I made a mistake earlier. Because of my absence, a demon kidnapped you. But now I have come all the way and I've corrected this mistake. Hey Sita, all of us came here crossing this ocean, all these Vanaras and these Vibhishan. They have done a lot. They have immensely helped me. And today you have been won back. And then Ram was bursting with emotions. In one hand, he was seeing this lotus-like face of Sita. He just wanted to embrace her. And on the other side, he was trying to be very, very grave and strict. So because he was worried. He wanted everyone to have the right opinion about Sita and understand the chastity of Sita. If he had openly accepted her very happily, then her chastity could have been questioned. This is the worry that Ram had in his mind. Then Ram said one very interesting statement. He said, when one has an eye defect in his eyes and his eyes have become yellow and it's burning, and this person sees a bright shining lamp, how can these defected eyes handle that aggravated pain when he sees a shining lamp? So what is the meaning of this word? That means my eyes have the fault. Okay, I have yellow eyes. My eyes are burning. I have a fault. And I'm seeing a bright shining lamp like you. You're shining. Okay, you have all the chastity. That's what he's trying to imply. You're like a lamp that is shining. Because my eyes are faulty, already it is yellow and already it is burning. When I see a bright lamp like this, I feel great pain and I'm unable to see you further. The meaning is, if the eyes of a person are faulty, if when the eyes of a person who's seeing a woman is faulty, and when they see a very chaste woman like you, who's like a burning flame, still they will not be able to take you in the right manner. So this statement is there in the Valmiki Ramayana, and this has been commented heavily about the inner meaning of what Ram was trying to imply here. Okay? So Ram said, actually the fault is with the eyes of others. It is not your fault. You're like a bright lamp. But when we see you, it pains us even more, So for that reason, he's trying to be harsh here. Basically, a person who's got faulty eyes will see you as a woman who has lived in another man's shelter. So then Ram said, now that the war has been fought and everything is over, now you're free to go wherever you want. You can go. All the directions are open. I'm not telling that you should come to me, and I'm not obsessed with you. I'm just saying you're free to go wherever you want. The choice is now all yours. All the directions are open. Go wherever you want. So hearing this unpalatable speech of her husband, now imagine Sita, 10 months of suffering. She's been only thinking of Ram. She's not thought of anything else. She's been waiting for this day. This day she comes out and Ram is talking all kinds of things, and It was so unpalatable for her. She just couldn't believe what her husband was saying. She was used to listening only to sweet words from her husband. So she began trembling. She was like a creature that was trampled by an elephant. And she just broke down and she started crying. And Ram said, go wherever you want. I don't own you. When he said that, she just broke down and with choked voice, wiping the tears on her face, Sita began to speak. Very powerful woman. I mean, oftentimes we think, oh, Sita, she's such a distressed woman. She's so timid. No, she was a very powerful woman. She said, hey, Ram, all this while, your arrows on the battlefield pierced all the enemies, but now your arrow-like words are piercing my heart. Ram, when you were speaking such harsh words that is so violent to hear, I felt so bad. You're talking like a common man. You're talking like a common man speaking to a common woman. Why are you being so disgraceful to all women? Do you think all women are unchaste? My mind and senses have always been under my control, and my mind was always fixed on you. If I was helplessly carried away by a strong demon, what can I do? I was taken by force. I don't have the arm power to go and fight with him. And she swore on the name of Ram that she was very pure physically, mentally. She just swore on the name of Ram. She said, the chastity of a woman is of the mind and not of the body. Where her mind is set is where a woman's chastity is. Actually, if you see, 99.9% of the women live for the sake of others. They live either for their husband or their children, their family, like that. Now, their nature, and that is the glory of women. Generally, their nature is like that. It's the nature of sacrifice, living for others. Starting from Mother Mahalakshmi, Srimati Radharani, Srimati Sita Devi, and the generation of all women have always been like that. That is the compassionate nature of a woman. They generally think of others. Many women, they sacrifice so much for their family even without saying a word. So, Sita is saying, here the implied understanding is that even if the physical chastity of a woman is lost, okay, in an unfortunate situation, even if she is being taken by force by a man, which was out of her control by force, there's nothing wrong on that woman if on the mind level the woman was pure. Surely a woman cannot be blamed if she was forced upon by a man. Okay? So Sita told, actually the chastity of a woman is in her mind and not her body. So she asked Ram, don't you know this dharma? You are the very embodiment of all virtues. You know all the dharma. Don't tell me you don't know this. Now here Sita, of course, she was even physically very pure. That is not the issue here. She was telling that actually the chastity of a woman is in her mind. So she said, actually I'm destroyed by the word that you have spoken and not when Ravana actually touched me or carried me away. Then she asks Ram some technical questions. She tells to ask her husband, so you tell me this. You sent Hanuman to find out where I was in Lanka, and there itself, if you could have asked Hanuman to do a test to see if I was chaste. If I was not chaste, there itself you should have told Hanuman to abandon me if my character was not good. Why didn't you do that? You sent him because you were so confident. You were so confident that I am chaste. That's the reason you sent a messenger to find me and you went through all this ordeal. You could have, you didn't have to build such a huge bridge and come all the way with so many Vanaras, build such a big war if you had that 1 ounce of doubt. All the while, even in the battlefield, all that you wanted to do was to reunite with me, and you felt I was a very chaste wife, and suddenly, now after seeing me, you feel that you must question my chastity. I don't think there is something right here. Do you think I'm an ordinary woman? I appeared in this world as the daughter of Janaka, but don't you know I appeared from the earth and not from the womb of a mother? Actually, it's very interesting that in many cases you will see that the Lord will appear from the womb of his mother, but in many cases you will see the goddess of fortune will appear in a lotus flower or from the earth, like that. That will be her appearance. In many cases you can see that. Even in the case of Srimati Radharani, she appears in a lotus initially, and then she's taken as the daughter of Rishabhanu, like that. So Sita tells about her birth. She talks about herself and her glories for a change for the first time. Usually she would never talk about herself, but this is the right time to talk about herself. So she's reminding Ram. She said, when I was 6 and you were 12, we were married. You held my hand in marriage. At that time, I could understand how dedicated you would be to your wife. But didn't you judge my chastity at that time when you held my hand? Then she was very angry. She looked at Lakshman, who was standing there, and she said, so I need to prove my chastity. That is what you want, right? Okay. So she called out to Lakshman and she said, light a fire. I will enter the fire and I'll prove my chastity to the world. And Lakshman was shocked. He was trembling and he was seeing Ram's face to see if Ram would say no. But then Ram, with a facial expression, he gave permission to light the fire. Ram stood there with his head bent low. He was feeling miserable. He was doing it and everything was Leela. What Leela was it? To bring back the original Sita who was with Agnidev. So we have already revealed the secret of Maya Sita in the class where we discussed about the kidnapping of Sita. So I hope you remember. And this was also revealed to us by Lord Chaitanya. And a quick recap is that during the South India Yatra, we know that Lord Chaitanya, he met with a Brahmin by the name Ramdas Vipra. And this Ramdas Vipra was absorbed in the thoughts of Lord Ram. And he was very upset that Sita was taken away by this demon Ravana. And to console this particular Brahmin, when Lord Chaitanya went to Rameshwaram, he got the manuscript of the Kurma Purana, in which the internal details of this whole pastime is mentioned. And interestingly, the same pastime is mentioned in many other Puranas too. So this Maya Sita pastime is the narration of the chaste woman. So all this was external. All this was external Leela to actually make Sita enter the fire and bring back the original Sita. So Lakshman set the fire and Sita, circumambulating Ram, she went near the fire and she told, as my heart never moves away from Ram, so let this fire god, who is witness of the world, protect me from all sides. As I have never been unfaithful in my actions, thought and speech to Ram, who knows all the virtues, who is very dharmic, so let this fire god protect me. Since this sun god, moon god, wind god, the deities presiding over daytime, twilight, nighttime, and the earth, and even everyone else knows me that I am endowed with good conduct, let the fire god protect me. So Sita said these prayers, and Sita walked around the fire with her mind free from hesitation, and she entered the blazing fire. That's Sita, with the shining complexion of gold, adorned with fresh golden ornaments. She plunged into the golden fire in the presence of all the people. All the women who were present there, they screamed out seeing her, and people were rushing towards her to stop her, and people were crying and wailing, and Ram was also afflicted with great agony, and his eyes were filled with tears. He was standing there. All the sages, demigods, Gandharvas, all of them saw this illustrious Sita entering deep into the fire. Then the demigods, Kubera, the king of the Yakshas, Yamaraj, the lord of death with the ancestors, Indra, the lord of the demigods, Varuna, the lord of the waters, and the greatest of all demigods, Lord Shiva, all of them, along with Brahma, came in their airplanes and they came to this very spot. So we are going to stop here. We have gone like few minutes extra, but we are going to stop here. The demigods have now come, and the following chapter is revealing the identity of Lord Ram. So we will do that on the day of Ram Navami, and we'll stop here. And of course, the story continues where actually Ram does all this, we have already discussed the story of Maya Sita. So Ram does all this, and then when Sita comes back, he also talks to Sita in a very nice way, and he tells that he had to do this. Not that he had any doubts in Sita, rather it was more like to remove the doubts that was there in public. Because he was the king and she was also the queen. She had certain responsibilities. He also had certain responsibilities because they were a representative of all the people. They had to clear the doubts of the people, and hence they had to perform this pastime. So all this will come in the next class. And we will stop here. I just wanted to finish Sita entering the fire because this is very heart-melting, and I didn't want to do this on their birthday, Ram Navami. I didn't want to do it. So we'll end it here. Thank you so much for your listening, and if there are any mistakes, please let me know. And any comments, questions, if I can answer, I will try, or I request the help of others. Please go ahead. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Preethi Vilasini Mataji. Very, very nicely you have explained and recited, and also that other Mataji, she did the prayers.
I know Sujata Mataji, Sukha Sadhari Mataji.
Who?
Our Sujata Mataji, who used to attend the calls, now she's, her initiated name is Sukha Sadhari.
Yes, very, very nice. Thank you very much. And are we going
to... It's such a blessing to have her. I never knew that Aditya Hridayam could be sung so beautifully, recited so beautifully for everyone's benefit.
Yes.
I'm so grateful to her. Yeah, thank you, Mataji.
They have also recited the prayers like a very sweet madhu. It's very, very nice, and you explain all this. Wonderful. Thank you very much, Mataji. I hope it can go on. Maybe you can do.
Yes.
Hare Krishna. Will you do Bala Kanda? I mean,
yes, I had
Kanda, Love Kushya.
You mean Uttara Kanda?
Yeah, Uttara Kanda.
Yeah, we'll do, Mataji. We just wanted some permissions. We got permission. Actually, Suksadari Mataji was the one who got the permission for me. So we'll go ahead, Mataji. It may not be in extreme detail, but we'll try to do our best. And I have always wanted to apologize for what happened with Balakanda. Balakanda we did last Ramanavami, and that is when we started the Ramayana. So I never did it in detail because my aim was to just finish the whole Balakanda in one class. So I feel I didn't get into the depths of it. It was also very beautiful, but I just gave a summary. And since we had only 1 hour, 20 minutes, I didn't go beyond that. Actually, that itself was an excess time. But anyway, I've always felt I didn't do good justice to Balakanda. Maybe that we can do sometime.
Balakanda, and also do the whole Ramayana again. It's very wonderful to hear from you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Mataji.
All glories to Guru and God. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Preethi Vilasini Mataji. Hare Krishna. All glories to the Ramayana. All glories to your narration. I have a question and I have a comment. One question, this comment question. I was just thinking, Mandodari, she knew who the Supreme Personality of Godhead was. Mm-hmm. And yet she says, I was attached to my husband and my sons, and I was the daughter of Maya. I thought I would be protected, and I just wonder, how. So what is this? She knew, yet was she controlled? A part of her. Was she a part of the? What did you say? Was she controlled by her fate? I mean, was the situation in such a way, her attachments in such a way, or her situation in such a way that she couldn't act on that knowledge? Was it that her position as the wife of Ravana controlled her, or what is it? I don't understand.
Yeah, so basically, all the while she felt this person is no ordinary person. This Ram, when she saw that the first Hanuman had entered the city, and then he had plundered the city, and then the bridge was built, and she was getting every little bit of the news and the progress of what was being done. When Karadoshan were killed, somehow she had this feeling that this is no ordinary person. There is something about him, there's something about him. But it was not like that, complete revelation for her. But then when she came, and of course she was attached to her husband, very attached to her husband, very chaste woman. She's considered as one of the most chaste list of, they have this list of chaste women, and her name is also there in that list, basically. she was very loyal to Ravana, and she was very proud of her father being Maya and her son being Indrajit and all these attachments. Yes, she had severe attachments. And more than anything, till the last minute, the revelation that he is the supreme Lord and he is Vishnu and all that, it came when she came to the battlefield, she saw that her husband was dead and she saw Ram there. That's when actually all this revelation began. Till then she sensed a doubt. She always said there is something special about this person. He's not ordinary. But then when she came there, that's when she openly declared that now I know who this is. So does that help, Mataji?
Yeah, that helps very much, Mataji. So it's like, we're always getting signs. So even for us, we're always getting signs, and we need to be able to read the signs properly and accept them, I guess, is more than reading them. You have to be able to accept them, and I think that is for us too, like it's hard for us to accept. So that was my question. Also comment, I guess along with that, now do we have any reference as to who Mandodari was in her previous life? Just a comment.
Wow, that's good. I don't know. Maybe we can do it.
I don't know if it matters. I was just curious. I don't know if it really matters that much, but considering that she gave him so much, advice, good advice. But just curious, just a curious fact. I don't know if anybody hears anything. Sometime maybe they can, share. But that was one thing. Also, something else that I had heard a while ago was that the Aditya Hridayam actually is that I guess somebody who understands it clearly can actually see it as a scientific analysis of the sun. So, and I don't remember exactly the details of it, but I was just remembering that it talks about the different, the rainbow, the different colors in the sun, and then the different kinds of rays there are, gamma rays, this and that. So somebody who can actually understand it and translate it can understand it like that also. So I think it's very interesting that the Vedas, although a quote-unquote religious text as such, as Srila Prabhupada says, it's not a religion, it's science. So I just thought that was a comment and wanted to add. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much. Mataji. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Mataji, for such beautiful narration. We finally, Mother Sita has come to meet Lord Ram. So it was so, we were waiting for the day. So thank you so much, Mataji. We enjoyed a lot. Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Anyone else? I have any comments.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Ranat Pranams. Thank you so much. What a combination, Preethi Vilasini Mataji and Sukha Sagri Mataji. Very, very beautiful rendition of Aditya Hridayam. And beautiful explanation. I feel that, you both are a great pair and you can perform on the stage and bring things alive. You can tell stories and she can recite the slokas.
Here, I ditto that.
Yeah, thank you so much, Mataji. Thank you so much for giving such a nectar, doing so much research and so much work and giving us a nectar for over a year now. So I wish that you start something else like this, maybe Mahabharata or something in the next year to keep us going.
Very, very kind of you, Mataji. Really, thank you so much, Lalitangi Mataji, Panishwari, all of you for your support. Thank you so much, and all glories to the Vaishnavas. Thank you. I think Mataji just dropped off. Sukha Mataji. Yeah, Hare Krishna Mataji, Shamagana Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Very, very wonderful class, Mataji. Very nice, wonderful narration. We got submerged in Ram Katha for more than 1 hour. So it's really, really wonderful experience, Mataji. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Shamagana Mataji. Thank you so much for your association. Thank you. Okay. So we'll end the class now and thank each and every one of you for being there. All glories to Lord Sri Ram. Thank you so much. We'll end the class now. Vanchakalpatarubhyascha कृपासिन्धुभ्यैव पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. Ananta Koti Vaishnavavrinda ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. All glories to the assembled devotees, Srimad Valmiki Ramayana ki jai. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Preethi Vilasini Mataji ki jai. Thank you.
Ananta Koti Vaishnavavrinda.
Hare Krishna.